we were so in love. We were in this constant state of elation. We were like so into each other and so like, oh my God. And I thought, oh my God, this state of mind where I am now, this is probably what love means. That's probably it. That's the person. This is what they write about in the songs and show in those films, and this is happening to me. Oh my God, this is it. I found her. And it went on for a good few months. Towards the middle of our relationship, where things are just becoming a bit more stable and more mundane, you get to really know each other, you know. Then gradually things start turning for worse, and my girlfriend became depressed, and I wasn't sure what's going on. I didn't know what to do, how to help her, or is it something to do with me? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. So I felt super responsible for how she felt. And she would sometimes break down crying right in the middle of the street for no reason, or she wouldn't want to leave her house. When we separated, finally, I found myself in the darkest depression. I felt extremely broken. I felt extremely lonely. I felt like my whole world just collapsed. And I realized then that my whole world was her, and I had nothing else left. And now that realization also taught me a lot of things in my life. And I remember this one incident where I felt like, oh my God, this is pretty bad. I was in a supermarket trying to buy some food for myself, and I stood there and I was thinking, I don't know what to buy. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm so used to doing this with her. I am so confused, and I don't even know if I want to eat. I know I have to eat. And so going through these different stages of despair and loneliness, and I remember smoking weed so much that I would pass out for hours and hours, and I think I spent weeks like that, or even maybe months, just to not feel that pain and that darkness that suddenly was all around me. We were talking sporadically, I think about a few months after we've broken up. It was Christmas, and so I was in a really bad state at that time, and she invited me over to be with her and her sister and some people at the new house she was living at. And I remember being in a really bad shape, and there was this swapping gifts around, and I actually ended up with a gift on my lap. It was something wrapped in the paper, and I remember unwrapping that and finding broken glass and some dried flowers and this like a smelly nice things. And then I looked at this broken glass, and I looked around the room, and everyone's looking at me with this face like, oh my God. And I remember someone said, oh, actually that was like a glass heart with like this really nice flowers inside. And I thought, what is the irony? What I'm getting for a Christmas present is a broken heart, literally. Yeah, I went to therapy to learn how to deal with this whole thing, because it was the first time for me so severe. I felt absolutely naked and vulnerable. I didn't know how to deal with any of this. I understood with time that we were absolutely, totally enmeshed and codependent. I also found out about a year after our breakup that she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So a lot of things fell into place. The elated states, the manic states, the depression, and also understanding that it's nothing I could have done probably to make it better. Also, it made me really question whether the state of elation that we experienced the first few months were actually just manic states, and I somehow managed to be on that same intense level of euphoria with her But I'm really grateful for this experience because it taught me so much. Falling in love doesn't need to be this crazy, intense, elated feeling, that it can be quite different. It can be quiet, steady, and very deep. Definitely that first massive breakup in my life played a huge role in everything that happened afterwards. And all I can feel and think at this point, years and years after, it's that I'm really grateful for it happening. It had to happen. It was necessary for my growth and for my self-development, really. So, yeah, that's my story.